Hello and welcome to final round coverage from the Santa Cruz Masters Cup here in Santa Cruz, California. We have transitioned to the ball golf course for our last 18 holes. We got the lead card, we've got BigSexy commentary, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
And we have a very exciting card here. We've got 2007 Masters Cup champion Josh Anthon, followed by 2013 runner-up Philo Brathwaite, 2016 Masters Cup champion Ricky Wysocki, and then a relatively unknown player unless you're from the Minnesota area, but a player who's been playing extremely well on tour this year, young kid Noah Meintsma.
Yeah, Noah, just 20 years old. It's going to be exciting to see how he plays. He's really a talented player. Hole 1, par 3, 455. Nothing really out of bounds except the road on the far left, so the cart path is safe. It's just kind of a tough green because it slopes down so severely to the right.
And without any doubt in my mind, Josh Anthon should be throwing a roller here. Very good roller hole. Yeah.
10 out of 10. Nice prediction.
Yeah. Well, I learned from you yesterday. Just go ahead and say it, whether you think it's true or not. Just predict.
Well, hopefully you think it's true at least.
I did, and I was right. And
yeah, that's a nice shot. I mean, it's kind of layup town, but we'll see. I mean, if he's feeling crazy, he might think about going for that, but that looks like a pretty bad death putt.
And looks like Philo has decided to match his shirt with the rocks and avios she'll be throwing. And a nice turnover, but really difficult to trust that. You have this early trees that stick out on the right side. To be able to bend it around and then get it as far right as you need to have it hyzer back late is a really tricky shot.
It absolutely has to hyzer back. If it's just turn over the whole way, it's going to just go down that hill.
And we saw Ricky do this last year, start the round off with a birdie. This shot, pretty good. That's going to leave him a pretty scary putt, though, maybe about 40 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, that is a very scary run.
Noah with the big air shot. This is turning pretty nice.
Oh, wow. Really good line on that one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
That's as good as it can be done. I'm not sure what disc that is, but that was beautiful.
Absolutely slow turn. Just held it the entire way. And very little fade at all to speak of. And just, that's, I mean, you can't draw the shot up any prettier. Coming in that slow on this green, wow. And there you can see a 3.11 average on this hole. This is a birdie that rarely is ever got. See if Ricky can make the big putt here and tie things up to start off. Oh, wow. My gosh, yeah, of course.
Kind of getting some death wobble there at the
yeah,
end. Like
yeah.
It came out clean, but that's a little speed control for you. The wobble's not necessarily bad.
The disc was not sure if it wanted to go that far.
Oh, Philo was very sure he didn't want his to go much farther than that.
No, it looks like
he was trying to run it maybe, but it came out perfect layup.
Yeah.
What a statement right there for Noah. That's great. If he was feeling any nerves, that'll help him.
No doubt. Yeah. 2 birdies on the first hole for our feature group. That's well, that's not even feature. This is lead group. They earned the lead group.
Twice over.
Yeah.
Hole 2, par 3, 360. This one is perched right up here on this little ridge right next to the cart path. The cart path is safe, but it can be pretty scary because a forehand can take a huge skip from there. And again, super, super steep slope behind it. That's kind of the theme of this area of the country when you're playing these courses. They're all going to be pretty slopey like this.
It's the 30 easiest hole of the day. And obviously it's just right there in front of you, but that green is very precarious and requires pinpoint accuracy and a very well-thrown angle to keep the disc from skipping, as you see Ricky has done here.
That's what happens. If you hit either side of the cart path there, that's probably parked. If you hit the cart path itself, that happens.
Noah choosing to go with a flex play and try to get all the speed out of the disc by the time it comes to the ground. That's going to leave him a very, very scary putt.
Headwind as well.
Oh, no. Yeah, Josh has turned this over way too much.
Looks like it hit some trees pretty early. That's good.
Yeah.
If that gets lucky and goes through there, I mean, it's actually very unlucky. But
right.
Generally, we think of it as lucky as it's missing trees. But that would be a big problem if it fell to the bottom of that. Philo's going too wide also.
It's just got a little bit
actually
better angle. Yeah, and that's the hard thing about coming on this green with any sort of angle. You really, it's almost impossible for it to not skip and roll a little bit.
I'd rather run that putt than Noah's putt, though, from where Philo landed, coming up that side.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And that cart path there is actually casual here. Not that he's fully on it either way. But the first two holes, the cart path is casual. And then another holes, it's cart path and beyond. And in a few, it just plays as a river.
Mm-hmm. Nice birdie.
Quality pickup there from Philo. Nice putt. This kind of plays like hole 18 in the previous round, where it's an uphill but also slightly death putt.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite as much so as hole 18 at De La, but it's still, you know, whenever you have a basket on the mound like that, it's you know, you'd like to be able to give it a firm run, but blowing past means you're going to have a really tricky comeback putt.
Yeah, and I think they were kind of conscious of, you know, wanting to keep the feel of De La Viega, even as they put these baskets out here on the ball golf course. It could have easily been more baskets kind of out towards the middle and flatter, but they really like to force you into those decisions on the putts, which is the spirit of this event. So I like that about it.
I completely agree with you there.
Hole 3 is a par 4, 720 feet. OB cart path on the right, sand trap early left, sand trap late by the basket, and green, golf green is also OB. So this golf green is very small here, pinched in between both of those out of bounds areas.
Rumor has it you rolled this hole and pinned it last year?
That's true. It's I can scarcely believe it myself.
Yeah, 720 feet, man. That's pretty good.
I went 12 feet past the basket.
Okay, so you threw it 732 feet.
I did, but I don't know. It was crazy. I don't know. I wish it was on video, but I was on the fourth card like a sucker, so nobody was there to video it.
And Philo playing a nice shot out to the left side, which will allow you to see the basket a little bit better, give you a good angle for your approach shot. Ricky just deciding, I'm just going to throw it far. Don't really care if it's middle, left, right, whatever.
Middle is good.
Yeah, middle's pretty good. Noah showing off that young gun power there. Nice hyzer rip, keeping it low.
Yeah,
unaffected by the wind.
I would say Noah has like very good power. He doesn't have crazy like some of these 20-year-old guys coming out of the woodwork lately.
Right.
He's not an Eagle McMahon type power, but he's very, very solid. He could throw the disc 500 for sure.
Okay, that has missed the bunker, and it's gonna be underneath a tree. So we're gonna have to see how bad that's gonna affect his approach, but it's a pretty highly limbed tree. He should have an approach.
These greens can be kind of sticky. Good, he gets off.
Okay.
This should be a pretty good shot.
Yeah, actually, and rolls back towards the pin.
Yeah, it's a little deep.
Oh,
but not bad.
Inbounds is key out here. Even if you're a little bit long, having a long putt for birdie is better than having a short putt for par, obviously. So it's those strokes can get lost really quick if you're not quite on point with your approaches.
Noah went with the Nova, came up a little short. Josh gets around the bunker. But again,
yeah, wow.
That's going to be a long putt.
And that's going to get, wow, that thing just won't stop rolling. That's going to give Ricky a chance here to get a one-stroke lead unless Philo makes his putt as well. But wow, a bit sawed off there from Ricky on the approach shot with the harp, but he knows about the bunker there. He threw it into it last year, so he's just trying to be safe and avoid it. And like I said, give himself a look at birdie. At 720 feet, it's not that long of a par 4. It's just This green is so difficult.
Yeah, definitely. The wind coming.
Oh,
nice run.
Wow.
The wind, it plays a factor, and then all that out of bounds. I mean, you really can't get close enough to where until you get super comfortable.
One of these guys should have tried throwing a 732-foot roller.
I tried it. It didn't. Strangely, it only went about half that distance this time. Everything needs to be going perfect for that to work out.
And there it is. The
Great
lead
birdie.
is back in Ricky's hands. And the rest of the guys will tap in for their par.
Hole 4, another par 4, a little bit shorter this time at 606. OB cart path along the right side and a bunker guarding the pin. The pin is very, very close to this large bunker, so you have to drive it as far as you can and then make that tricky approach that goes over the bunker but not so far that it drops down the hill and finds that tee pad in the back where you're gonna have a death putt. So you can see roller plays, but I'm also just big hyzers.
And at 606, this is like the shortest par 4 you're going to see on a golf course in a wide open hole. That typically means for any sort of challenge, you're going to have a really tough green. And this green is a little difficult. And the basket is on a mound. It is protected by a bunker. But for the most part, really all you got to do is just get a drive out there inbounds. There is this cart path that comes in play that's out of bounds on the right side. And just throw a simple approach and get your 3 and move on, because this is the easiest hole on the course in terms of scoring average.
No, with a nice high shot. I kind of like being over to the left here. Sort of makes the sand less in play.
Yeah, certainly. If you have the forehand approach, then you're going to be hyzering into that hillside as opposed to sloping away. So that's a good placement there for Noah. And Josh showing you still got some distance.
Oh, he certainly does.
That's a great shot. Yeah, I always like seeing Josh get it out there 450 or so, because he doesn't seem like a player that can throw it super far, but man, he really executes those angles that he throws with the distance drivers almost better than anyone. He just really is efficient with his long distance throws.
Oh, and there's Philo being a little too cautious about the sand. That's going to be a tricky putt. Great shot from Noah.
Yeah, very solid execution there.
Nice approach there. We got a nice gallery forming up here.
Oh, yeah. Golf course last day at De La Masters Cup. Better believe it.
Ooh. Ricky with a bit at it.
Yeah, and a little bit of extra action there afterwards, but Ricky hasn't. I don't think he's missed the putt inside the circle all tournament so far, so I'm going to go ahead and count that as a cleanup.
Oh, Philo. Great putt. Probably 40 feet with the sand right behind the basket.
Yeah, that's great.
Huge birdie.
Yeah, you can see the excitement there. It's a solid putt.
It's looking like a star frame for the group here.
Super stylish. You can wear this thing on the course, off the course. You let people know you're representing disc golf out there when you're wearing shirts like this. Also very soft, very comfortable. I feel like I'm wearing silk in this and it's cotton. How did they do that?
They're good shirts.
They are. I'm wearing one right now. It's recycled tees, man.
Actually, you know what? I am too.
There you go.
That's crazy.
Hole 5, par 3, 320 feet, OB green, OB cart path. Kind of a low ceiling drive as well. Tricky thing here is, I mean, it plays as a forehand, but you really have to kind of trust how grabby this grass is. And it is pretty Velcro. But you have to be a bit scared that it's going to just take a big skip and go down OB.
Yeah, it never ceases to amaze me how much this green wants to catch discs. So you really have to make sure you're coming on to this onto this green with some angle. And if you do, you should get the skip, and just like that,
Perfect.
inside the circle.
A little too low.
And Philo's not a forehand thrower unless he absolutely needs to throw it. And this is a hole I'd say you absolutely need to have a forehand. So.
It's a hard backhand shot. It can be done, but it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
And this is a little bit scary because with that flex, it's not going to have the same speed. But luckily, hits right near the edge of the green. Well done.
And that's going to be coming back. That's a putt that's really difficult to run. I'd say 40 feet maybe, and that's just all downhill towards the out of bounds.
Here's Josh showing us forehand's overrated.
Oh, yeah. You can see how much the crowd likes that. I mean, that's just such a technical throw. Beautiful execution there from Josh.
Philo's got to get this close. Ooh, he's not liking that. That's left him quite a bit more than he would want.
It's too much skin left on the potato.
Not able to peel it.
Gonna have to settle for mashed potatoes on this one. The chunky kind.
Noah leaves that just a little short. Rick in for birdie. 4 under already.
And continuing the inside the circle percentage. 100. You can't get 100 unless you make every single one. You could make 999 out of 1,000 and it still wouldn't be 100%.
But you said 999. How could it not be 100? Math, man.
Yep.
It's a very powerful tool.
It's the most powerful tool. That and science.
Nice birdies from Josh and Ricky there. Hole 6, par 3, 360 feet over this gully. There is a mandatory tree, this very large pine on the right, and then the basket is tucked just behind this big cypress. So you gotta get around the mando and then stick this green, and it can get ugly. I saw Nate Doss have some real struggles here as his disc went just past the chains, but it is so steep down there.
Yeah, spotting him for this hole in practice, I saw some shots go over the basket, and those things were never seen from again. This is very de la of this course here to have this hole like this.
Ricky's looking to keep those birdies going.
Yeah.
What a hot start.
Just really laying the momentum down here. He's off to a great start. Only a 1-stroke lead over Josh, who's playing quite well himself. But and Josh is, man, you know, we get to see a little bit of the forehand play from the approaches, but off the tee, you're going to see, I'd say 99% backhand from him. But this is maybe just a bit out of Josh's range. And Noah's got this turned over too much. And that needs to sit down. Okay, it's on the edge. That should be fine for his par. But
should be a pretty easy layup. Maybe, I thought not enough turn, but it's starting to pull.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. When he put it out there pretty wide, but nice flippy disc.
Yeah, incredible trust.
Oh, no. That wind really starting to pick up, drop to that approach. Really nothing in his way except that one big trunk, and he's going to have to take a 4. That's not how you want to do it, especially when the rest of the group is looking at birdie.
Oh, wow.
Wow, the wind just smashing that.
Up and in now, extending that lead to 2 strokes.
Look out.
Yeah, keeping that hot start going. Ricky's a player that if he feels like he's not being pressured by the group, he is going to, I mean, he's on the course by himself right now at this point. You know, if 2-stroke lead for him can feel like he's literally no one else is even on the card. And you have to be careful of that. You have to get these birdies, apply the pressure, otherwise it's going to be sayonara.
Yeah. Hole 7, par 4, 567. This one is a straight drive. You have to stay to the left of the cart path on the drive, and then you're making an approach to an island green. You can see the green here, this bark chipped area delineated by the flags. If you go OB there, you don't get to move up, you just move up to the cart path. So you have to stick this island in order to advance. Ricky with a very safe play.
And that's fine. I mean, you'd like to be closer to the cart path, but you're also bringing danger into play. So as long as you're out there at least 350 feet away, as Ricky is, you're going to have an approach. And if you can trust your mid-range shot.
Oh, Philo is getting super aggressive. I don't like this.
Uh-oh.
And that's like a retee?
Yeah, that's base. Essentially, yeah, a retee.
I don't think he ever went over.
We're teeing off from out of bounds, so yeah. And you're going to see the play from Josh that is really scary, but I think he's going to get away with it. No, he's not.
So that's 2 retees.
And talk about Ricky not feeling the pressure. That's going to create the separation that's going to allow him to be comfortable for a while. Wow. Huge mistakes there. I mean, really, you don't need to put it that close to the edge of the cart path. That is. And yeah, we are going to see some retees.
There's the adjustment.
I mean, that's a great shot, but, that's still a little bit scary. That gets your heart pounding pretty quick out of your hand. Oh, Josh made the exact opposite adjustment. Has gone. It's going to make it a tough approach.
Yeah, if he doesn't stick this, I mean, it's going to get to be a huge number. Got to be on the island here. Looks like he will be.
Yeah, that's a good approach.
Shot. Nice shot from Ricky. Up there with the birdie look.
Noah going with that Nova again. High. Drifting a little bit, but that's going to be inside 25 feet. We'll say 28.
Nice.
2 birdie looks and 2 bogey looks. Let's see if these guys can clean up their putts on the green.
That wind, man. Always a factor.
Wow. It's not a factor when you putt that hard. It's less of a factor.
Less of a factor. Fair enough. And look at Ricky at -20 already.
And look at this wind just really making this tough. This putt tough. Yeah, that's just bad timing. The wind was not blowing that hard on Ricky's putt. And a little bit more difficult with this head crosswind.
Great stick from Josh for the bogey. Philo also in for bogey, and Noah should be able to take a par from here. Wow, Ricky up 4. Hole 8, par 3, 333 feet. This one, the cart path does play as a river, so it's out of bounds, but the right side is inbounds, although this tree on the right is mandatory left, so you can't play giant hyzer. You can go low underneath, or you can play a high flex forehand.
And the staff has done a great job of limbing up this hole. In years prior, this almost inaccessible with the low ceiling shot. Almost every player had to go either flex forehand or overhand of some sort. Now there's some actual airspace. It's not huge, but it at least allows a good low ceiling driver to get through. And you see there from Ricky, he's put himself within putting range, about 35 feet or so.
Similar looking shot.
Yeah, but
a little better.
yeah, I'd say quite a bit better. Yeah, great shot from Noah. At 333 feet, most of these players, I'm sure, will be throwing drivers to it.
Oh, good. Over the curb. He's loving it.
Just because the ceiling is so low, you really just can't. It's even fairway driver seems a little bit too slow to get through this low ceiling and get the distance that you require. Oh, wow, Josh is pushing to the limit off the tee, and
perfect.
Yeah, that's a great shot. That could have actually been a fairway driver. I think that it looked like it may have been, but you really have to use 100% of the ceiling.
Philo a little low on his birdie attempt. Nice birdie from Noah. And Josh does the same.
Picking up a stroke. It's the first time Josh has done that all round on Ricky. He's the only player who puts out and the disc actually goes up in the chains after it hits the ball. That's so weird.
Hole 9, par 3, 515 downhill. This is one of the tougher holes on the course. You've got two big eucalyptus trees blocking the hyzer play. So you kind of have to play a very straight to flat or maybe even a flex. The cart path is OB the entire way along with the left side of the cart path. Bunker obviously right next to the pin. Golf green long if you're a little bit too safe with your turnover. And Noah does just barely find the room for that hyzer. That's very tight to those trees. And now it's very tight to the basket.
Sit. No. Yes. Okay. Wow.
Fantastic shot.
That was almost unfortunate penalty there. That bunker is so close to the pin. And Josh going with a little bit lower line, not quite as overstable as he'd like it to be.
Needs to stop before the golf green, and it does.
Yeah, but that's going to leave him 60 to 70, I think.
Yeah.
So, looking like a par here for Josh.
Here's the flex play. This also needs to be careful of the golf green.
And Ricky did go out of bounds here last year and has done so once again. If you watch coverage from last year, you'll know that Ricky actually makes that putt for his par. So,
wow.
Yeah, he's done that a few times.
Philo, this is also looking a little bit scary for the golf green.
Heading towards a bunker as well.
He's fine.
Yep, safe. And that flex play really is tough because you have to throw that to avoid those eucalyptus. And also, that cart path presents that hazard area all the way left. And so that is a smart play, but you just have to really be dialed in with the disc selection. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
A little check-in from Macbeth.
Somebody's waking up.
And Rick is going to drop another stroke to Josh. 4 strokes is now 2 in 2 holes.
Yeah, Noah.
Very quality birdie on hole 9. Not an easy feat. It's the 5th hardest hole of the day. Surprisingly birdie by 23% of the field.
That's great. I mean, it's a long way.
1 out of every 4 players is getting a 2 on this hole. That seems pretty impressive.
These guys are good. I'm starting to realize.
As I've noticed.
There it is, front 9. We've got Ricky coming out pretty hot, but Josh is still there and charging. So just a 2-stroke lead And as we've heard, Paul Macbeth on the move.
Yeah, it's going to set up for a dramatic final 9. Be sure to come back and check out the conclusion of 2018 Santa Cruz Masters Cup.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the coverage from Santa Cruz. I got a nice little orange Star Destroyer here. If you comment on the front 9 video, you might win it. Signed by Big, signed by me. Make sure you're subscribed also.
I've got one for the back 9. I wasn't going to show you. I was going to keep it for myself because these orange ones are super sweet. But if you do comment, if you do subscribe, like the videos, it really does mean a lot to us. We really appreciate it. It helps us keep going and bringing you guys the disc golf coverage that you want so much. So thank you very much, and make sure you comment. Give yourself a chance to win this.